going on? Facebook, it's your boy Tigger Carr, right here, certified high performance coach. And we got those Man Cave Chronicles coming again here to you, simulcasting from my Man Cave. I tell you, we're going to be dropping a ton of content this week. Hey, share, like, share, post this. I need you guys to be able to push this stuff out because we're going to give you some phenomenal information this week. What up? If you catch this later on, hashtag it replay for me. Check the replay for it. Hey, answer the things we're talking about here because I'm going to be in here answering what it is that we're talking about and really rocking it out as far as like how it is that we create high performance. So, man, my guy, I love boxing. I got to tell you, I'm a boxing fan. Comes from my dad, David Carr Sr. We sat around and we watched boxing matches before they were on pay-per-view, and I really fell in love with the sweet science. And so even though I've never boxed before, fighting is not something I never necessarily want to do. I'm a lover, not a fighter. Still, I love boxing. And so the post for this, the title for this, is that everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth, is by my guy, Mike Tyson. And so it's absolutely true. Everybody's got a plan for what they want to do in their life until they get punched in the mouth. Now, we don't necessarily have to physically get punched in the mouth. We don't have to necessarily have someone fight us. Something doesn't have to necessarily happen to us physically. It can be relationships. It can be love. It can be sickness, illness. Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. Now, if you know me, you know I love the Rocky movies. And so Rocky and then into Creed as well, too. I'm not going to, if you haven't seen Creed 2 yet, you should have by now. But if you haven't seen Creed 2 yet, I'm not going to ruin it for you. Hashtag Creed 2. If you've seen Creed 2, drop that in there for me. I love the Rocky movies, the Creed movies, because they have a common theme. You know, actually, I wrote a paper on Rocky when I was in college. One of my thesis papers I wrote was on Rocky. And that's because in the Rocky movies, basically what the hero has to do is become more of whatever the villain is than the villain is. That's basically how it works. So they've got to be more Russian than the Russian. They've got to be faster than the more faster athlete, which, you know, how is that even possible or whatever? We have to suspend reality. You know, my first book that I wrote was called Getting Through the Musical Interlude. And it was a goal-setting book. And it was all about, really, how do we get to that musical interlude? Because no matter what of those movies that you watch, after our hero gets knocked out, because our hero has to get knocked out, right? They have to lose in some fashion. They have to get beaten. Because what we do in Rocky is it basically is just like what we get from our life and what we do in our life as well too. And so we've got to lose in some way. Something bad has to happen. And then we got to fight our way to get back. Well, they play a song, whatever that song is, that upbeat song, and get yourself ready. And then all of a sudden, you're ready to come back and be able to come back from it. But what do you do in your life right now when you get punched in the mouth? What do you do when something bad happens to you in your life? Right now, are we quitting? Are we curling up and dying? Or are we in the desert doing push-ups, craning that thing with his neck, whatever that was doing with that? That's the thing I need you to think about in your life right now. So let me give you some ways of responding when you get punched in the mouth, when something happens to you. When something happens to you in your life, how is it that we respond? Because let me tell you this, how you respond says a lot about who you are. It says a lot about what it is that you do. See, I was lucky. I got to play team sports. And even though football is extremely dangerous, I vacillate back and forth on this. Hashtag team question for me. Those of you, my team question, the people who are here, hashtag this team question. Remember to share and push this out as well too, okay? But I vacillate back and forth on football because it's such a dangerous sport as far as for my son to play it. But I learned more than I ever learned in my life by playing football. And you would think, because it's the most physically challenging sport I played. I played basketball and baseball as well too. The most physically challenging, the only sport that you can get knocked down in, you get tackled in, you get pushed to the ground in, and it's a part of the game. It's expected. It's football. And so, you know, the Rocky movies always go, it's not about how hard you can get hit, how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How hard can you get hit and keep moving forward? See, when two boxers are boxing against each other, when they're boxing against each other in a physical challenge, they're having this physical challenge is there. If a boxer gets hit if he hits a boxer with his best punch, and that boxer's still standing there, he's still okay, it starts to put something into that boxer's mind that says, whoa, this guy might be better than me. This guy might be stronger than me. He might not be able to deal with the things I have that I have and be able to push through and make it happen and knock it out. All right? And so understand this, that your things, the things that are blocking your obstacles, no matter whether they're inanimate or not, they respond in the same way. When you walk and just blow through an obstacle and you're still standing, first of all, what it is, it's a mental thing. Just like in football, just like in boxing, just like in any of the things, it's a mental thing that's there for you. And it says, wow, you can walk through this. Wow, you can step through this. Wow, you can make it through that. Wow, you're stronger than you ever thought you could be. So how you respond when you get punched in the mouth, how you respond when something happens to you in your life, that's going to help you get through that next thing. So, you know, I share with this about my mom. My mom has been kicking cancer's ass for 27 years. For 27 years. And one of the big things that she taught me about this is that when you feel your worst, you have to look your best. So when you've gotten hit the worst, you got to step up and be as strong as you can. See, many of us, when things happen to us, we start to let everybody know about what's going on. Let everybody know, you know, that all these things happen. We want to go out and be sad and look sad and be able to with what we're doing, right? Okay? How can you put your best face on? How is it you can make the best to be able to go forward? So I need you to write this down. Put this in my comments for me. Put your best face on. So when you get punched in the face, it's like, hey, you put your best face on. I remember Rocky 3 facing just a monstrous puncher in Clubber Lang and Mr. T. So Clubber Lang starts hitting him, and he had got knocked out by Clubber Lang before. And he hits him. He's like, you ain't so bad. You ain't so bad. That's how it is in our life. When you get punched in the face, when you get punched in the face by something, when something is taking you down, you've got to be ready. You've got to be ready to put your best face on and walk forward through it. Walk through those blows. Walk through those punches. Make those things happen in your life. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. It's how do you walk through it? How do we stay away from being mediocre? All right? Because it's not horrible which beats us. It's just all right. When you're just okay, that kind of pacifies you, and you don't really want to move forward. You don't really want to go any further. You don't want to fight because you're okay. You're okay. When we're in pain many times, that can be a movement. It can make us intense. It can make us want to move forward and do it. But what pacifies us many times is just being okay. So I need you to understand, life's going to punch you in the face. That's just the way it is. I can't prevent that for you. No matter how bad I want to, no matter how bad I want for you not to have any pain and not to be able to feel it, we're going to feel pain. How are we going to deal with that pain? Put your best face forward, you know. One of the best ways as far as for dealing with and being able to walk through it. And when somebody punches you in the face, what happens with a boxer is that they go back to the corner and they have a corner person there for them. And they're there telling them what they're seeing. They're a second set of eyes of what's going on. And then they've got somebody else who's cleaning, who's putting ice bags and making sure they don't swell up too bad and icing them down and being able to do that. You got to have a team of people. And a big portion of that team is having a coach. I can't tell you how important it is for you to be able to have a coach, make sure that you're pushing through, make sure you're getting it done. I would not be where I am in my life if it weren't for coaches who were there for me. I had a coach in high school basketball. Shout out Coach Al Flanagan. Still coaching to this day. So that means he's been coaching a long time. It's been a while since I've been in high school. And Coach was so strong with us that I will run through a wall for that guy. I also never wanted to disappoint him either, because I knew he wanted our best that we gave to us. When you're thinking about your life and moving forward, who is it that you disappoint if you didn't move forward in your life? You got to have that reason. Remember that why is really important to you. But the how is what's important to a coach. So I want to be able to help you figure out how we get those things done. And we give away tons of free content. We absolutely do. But the best way for you to figure out how is to sit down with somebody and talk about it. And talk about how it is that you're going to be able to move forward when your kids go on to college. Are you having to pay for their college too? Are we having to be able to figure out how we're going to do that? How it is we're going to lead that person and understand whether that employee that's your problem employee is what we like to call a can't do or a won't do. A can't do is someone who doesn't have the skill set to do what it is you're asking them to do. A won't do is someone who's choosing not to do it. They're choosing not to do whatever it is you're asking them to do. We've got to understand the difference in how we're dealing with that, because it's a different process that we take in order to be able to get it done. That's what I want to help you with. So, guess what? Like I told you, you've got an opportunity to apply for a strategy session, a free strategy session with me. $900 value for that. You've got an opportunity to apply for that right here. teamcrushingit.com/now. Why would I say now? Because now's your time. It's your time to make sure that you get things done in your life. It's your time to make sure that you get the things knocked out that need to get knocked out, and that we handle the business that we need to be able to handle. It's your time. Don't miss it. Don't wait for 2019. I was talking to one of my clients today. They were like, yo, I'm just going to get myself together. Get it together now. Let's go. Who is it that you need to do this for? Is it you? Is your family? Who is it you need to do it for? Let's go. I want to help you. Hit me up, teamcrushingit.com/now. We'll review the applications. If you pass the application process, you and me on the phone, 1 hour. What my goal is, anytime I meet with you, is to be the best hour of your week. The best absolute hour of your week. Those Team Crushing It members, hashtag me Team Crushing It. Roll that on with that as well. Hashtag a replay if you miss this. I want you to make sure, answer these things. Let's talk about the stuff that's here, because I'm right here answering the questions right inside of this phone. Even though we're simulcasting, I'm right here and I'm ready to answer your questions. I want to talk about it. I want to talk about how we do that. I just want to teach. We just said we want to pour knowledge into you. Can we pour knowledge into you and make sure that we have it? Can we rep for the brand? I dream, I achieve. You see the dream, believe, work, achieve, repeat shirts I've been wearing as well too. You see my bands. We got a lot of different things. My book is out, Your Limitless Life. Let's make it happen. Let's rock it out. Let's knock it out right now. My name is Ojinga Carr, and I dream, I achieve. Hit teamcrushingit.com/now right now, and let's fill out that form and let's look at that application and see, can we get together? Have a great